that you need when you have problems. Do my best to help you solve it. That's what I'm here for. My joy, I shed tears for you, my daughter and son. Thank the Lord you have come and changed my life, made me a better man. Now I can truly understand the sacrifice of a parent. It seems hard to manage, but God said don't panic. Let's sit down like kings and talk. Get in tune and get involved. Find out just who we are with Dad Talk. Let's sit down like kings and talk. Get in tune and get involved. Find out just who we are with Dad Talk. With Dad Talk. With Dad Talk. With Dad Talk. With Dad Talk.
How y'all doing out there? This is Aaron Blackshear, and this is Dad Talk Podcast, Harlem Edition. I'm here with my three brothers. To my right, I got Marquise. He's a recurring guest.
I'm glad to be back. Shout out my man, Dad Podcast.
You already know, man. To my left, because I'm the student dad. So I got, to the right, we the student dads, and to the left, I got the dad OGs. I got my man E Boogie. Boogie in the place, a real experienced dad. And I got my man Berry to the left, man. These are the dad OGs.
Thank you to be back.
That we could learn
man.
from. So
thank you for having me, man.
Today, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
Harlem, man. Let's go.
Dad Talk, baby.
It's like I'm happy. I'm happy that y'all here. It's a blessing. This is, we in a new space. It's definitely a nice space, and I'm loving it. Shout out to Thompson Studios. We in Thompson Studios, 125th Harlem, and it's a beautiful spot. Shout out to my man Omar, the comedian, and I thank you for embracing us and letting us bless the spot and embrace the spot today. Shout out to Thompson Studios, 125th for all your needs, parties, podcasts, and whatever you need to do. This is the shameless plug, but it's not the shameless plug. Feel me? So, today I just want to touch bases on, with you guys, because, it's always a struggle, always a fight. And we as dads, we always have anxiety about our kids and our kids' future and what are they gonna be? Are they gonna be gangsters? Are they gonna be? Is my daughter gonna be loose? It's all kind of things that's on our minds when we with our kids and we're sitting. And I'll just be looking at my son sometime, and I'm like, yo, I just hope you turn out right. Like I just hope. Your path is right. And, I hope, whatever I do to be a part of his life and to make him stay in the right direction, that's all I pray for. So, so today, I just want to touch base on the anxieties of fathers, like me, and anxiety. For those who don't know what the word anxiety means, it means like worry, like you're worried, you're anxious about, what's going on in present time and what's going on in the future and time to come. Right. You know what I'm saying? So today we basically building on that anxiety for our kids, like in terms of, what is my son or daughter going to be? What is their future going to be like? What kind of career choices they're going to choose, to do like, when they get like to the age of, because my son is 6. So it's like when you think about where he's going to be at 19, 20, where you can't really tell him what to do. All you could do is like guide him in the path, in the right path, and support him in whatever he wants to do. So today is like, us dealing with the anxieties of worrying about our kids' future and worrying about, hoping that it's the right path for them and it's the right thing for them to do. So, me and E, my man E, we was touching base a little bit earlier about the anxieties of his son, going to the Navy and him having to communicate with his son from afar. And how does that really make us feel not having our kids close and not really, just not really knowing where our kids' future is going to end up and where, they're and just hoping that they will end up in the right place and become real productive adults. So, I'll start with you, E, man, because I know you've been feeling like that, so what's going on with that, man? How you feel about that?
Yeah, man. Shit, man, it sucks. It's something you can't prepare for. Like I told you, your kids be 5, next thing you know, they 19. So, yeah, my situation, in my case with my son, he chose to go to the Navy. He was juggling between being a correction officer and the Navy. So he chose the Navy. As far as...
Shout out to the Navy.
Yeah, shout out to the Navy, man.
And everybody, shout out to the Navy and everybody serving the country.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
You already know, man, for real. Serious out there now. But my son didn't let me in on the fact that he chose to sign up for 4 years.
Wow.
So I didn't know until well after he already done made this. Yeah. So, me as a father, you know what I'm saying, and me being the head of the house, you know what I'm saying, I had to accept that and take that on the arm. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because on one spectrum, I'm proud of him, and I don't want him staying here. You dig what I'm saying? Even though he was juggling the correction officer thing, but who wants their son to be in jail? We know better.
Yeah,
right.
That environment.
You understand what I'm saying? So me and my wife, we had to deal with that. We've been together 30 years, so she feels...
Shout out
to the 30 years.
Shout
out to the 30 years, because that's a hard thing to do, E. Like, we ain't gonna bypass that.
Yeah.
30 years strong, going through the ups and downs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yo,
it's real because it's a lot of drama in between that. No marriage is perfect. You understand what I'm saying? But
and it takes a man to know that.
Yeah.
To humble itself to say, it's a struggle.
Yeah. You're right. And you gotta stay humble, and you gotta be willing to accept criticism. You understand what I'm saying? And you just, you got to be willing to
submit,
accept the fact that sometimes you might be wrong.
Submit.
Yeah.
Submit.
So all of that has an effect on the way we raise our children. You understand? And the decisions they make. Yeah, I don't know if my son just wanted to get out the house so desperately to the point where he signed up for 4 years. I don't know. Only thing I can tell y'all is that he had everything he needed as a child.
Right.
All the video games, all the clothes he done had. So why he was signed up for 4 years and don't tell me, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I'm not the only dad going through this or have been through this. And it's all over America. Parents, you know what I'm saying, and hit with curveballs, you know what I'm saying, kids making decisions and not including the parents on the decisions that they make. And it might seem like something simple as far as an issue dealing with your children and what they want to do with their life, but when you in your children's life, it hit different.
Yeah.
Because and it really, no matter if you live in the household, it's just if you're in their life. You see your children every day when you want to.
Close, you and you're close.
Yeah, so you have them, and then one day you wake up, your child talking about he's going away for 4 years. So
Can I just ask a question?
Hold on. I was going to ask a question too. So how did that make you feel?
Yeah, I felt like maybe I've done something wrong as a parent. You
naturally.
Know what I'm saying? Yeah, because but I also had to look at the fact that I might be wrong. I could be wrong. Because, your mom play tricks on you.
You're your own worst critic. You're in your own head.
Yeah, so...
You're like, so what the hell? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
4 years signing up for the Navy and I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing about that. But I knew about the correction officer thing because I was funding it. You know what I'm saying? I would have had to pay. I was paying. So, from experience, I'm telling you from experience, it's something you can't prepare for. Marquise, you got a child that's 2 years old. Okay,
Right.
so you got time. You got a lot of time to get ready.
To get ready. Mentally prepare.
Yeah. A friend of
So
mine.
I'm glad I'm here.
A close friend of mine I knew for 30 years. He told me, he said, he called me and said, E, man, he said, my son, he's in college playing football, but he's thinking about going to the Navy. So I know your son is in the Navy. So how does he feel about the Navy and, the little ins and outs? And I explained it to him. You know what I'm saying? So it goes more to what we're talking about, that parents all over the world deal with this anxiety. It's fear. It's fear.
Yeah,
because
they still your baby.
I lost my mother last year, August. My son wasn't able to come to the funeral. You see what I'm saying? By him being in the Navy and all of that, so these are some of the things that I worry about, and I'm pretty sure a lot of fathers and mothers worry about. It's equivalent to like, when you're in prison. We're not talking about prison, but when your child is away, what happens? People pass away.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? So
life be lifing.
Yeah. So when your child is away, period, whether it's in college or whatever, these are some of the things we know as being the elders. We know is going to come with the territory. So a lot of my fear of my son not being around or being, San Diego, California, way across the other side of the planet, that's some of my fears. You know what I'm saying?
Is that where he's at?
Yeah, he's in San Diego,
Cali. Okay.
Yeah, so like I might not be here tomorrow, but my son is halfway across the world, and we so used to having our family so close.
Right.
So a lot of fear comes with that. The betrayal thing, not betrayal, but like just like, damn, like why you ain't tell me you was gonna, maybe he didn't want me to critique how much time
he was doing.
Yeah, what he was doing. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it was? Or you know what I think too by you saying that? Like I just put myself in his shoes. Maybe he had his plan and your conversation he probably thought would deviate him from doing that.
Exactly.
No, look, I ain't telling him. I know this. My father gonna try to talk me out of it. Ask me why I'm going so far. And So look, he gonna just find out.
On some real shit though, you gotta commend your son, to be a Navy SEAL. You know the shit he gotta go through.
Yeah.
He's gonna be so militant. Yeah, man, snap your neck like a twig, man. You play with him, man. To be a Navy SEAL, that's some. They ain't nothing like no Army. Them motherfuckers is different.
Yeah, so the Navy, so is the Navy SEALs like the higher level of the Navy, like the highest level?
After the Navy SEAls, you got Black Ops and all that extra shit.
Like the Navy. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Navy SEAls.
So the Navy is like you're training like to be one of those like.
Yeah,
because Navy, you can play on sea, inland.
Navy, if anything goes south, or Navy is like one of the first out.
Exactly.
The first lines of defense.
Right.
Yeah.
On the water.
Right.
Water inland.
Okay.
But getting back to my question, I want to ask.
Okay.
Because it's been said, do you still look at your son as like a baby boy type shit? How do you look at your children?
And that's a good question. Man.
Somebody's phone. I hear that stupid whistle.
Nah, because let me tell you something. Listen, check this out. You go from that overly protective stage, right? And then you graduate because your son is on his journey.
Wait, hold on. Pass that off.
But you're going to be the one learning. He's going to be the one teaching you because now you have to adjust as a dad to say, you know what? My son is a man now. I got to let go a little bit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we went from the worryation stage to us coming to the conclusion with ourselves and saying, you know what? At least he ain't here in the city.
Right.
This is a decision he made.
He's doing something positive.
On his journey, he's traveling all over the world. Some of the things we didn't do. And all of those things that I just said will help you accept, you dig what I'm saying, what's happening.
Right.
Because we not used to that. Like I said, we not used to having our kids. Like you got a 2-year-old kids. So we used to our kids being right up under the armpit. So when you got one going this way to college, one going that way, now the house is empty.
Yeah.
Because my daughter graduated this year, June. So she's going to college. She's going to nursing. My wife's an RN, so she's going to follow behind my wife. That's what she like.
Good luck to her.
So she'll be home.
Journey.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine nobody being home. Like we went from having 2 kids to the house being empty. It has its perks.
Yeah.
It has its perks. Y'all being home by yourself.
Speak on
shit like
faction.
that.
You know, with the B line.
Crazy.
No disrespect.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all
Disrespect. But,
No, because y'all on some real shit. Look, yo, when you in a relationship in the beginning, we all know you fuck like rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
And after the months go by, that shit slow down. That shit go from 5 days to 4 days to 3 days.
That's a fact.
Nothing.
Your girl be like, man, I done had a period again. Still ain't getting no dick. You be like, damn, for real? You done forgot. Like, damn, I ain't fuck you in a month.
You done went through 2 seconds.
Word, like shit. You so used
Barry, because he know how to make that U-turn.
No, because I'm gonna keep it a bean.
Yeah.
Like your girl used to get out the shower. You be like, shit, you ain't going to work right now. Or you ain't going to do this. Now she walk around the house ass nigga. You be like, go ahead, move.
Whatever.
You be like, go ahead, man. Hurry, yo, give me something to drink. Fuck. Grab me, get a sandwich, bitch.
I know.
Indeed.
So, so the anxiety. So yeah, because that's a weird transition to go through, because it's the same thing like when you, not the same thing, but it's the same thing like when you grew up in a house with brothers and sisters, and you know you used to being in a house with your brother, your older brother, your sisters is always company. Like when you come in the house, there's always somebody there.
Right.
And when that's emptiness, like, you know what that is? For myself, that shows you like, yo, like when you grow up like that, it's hard to be alone.
It is.
Like you know, you say to yourself like, damn, I didn't know that being alone was gonna feel like, I didn't know it was gonna be like, because it's like that. Because I come from a family of 6. You know, I had 2. Rest in peace to my brother. I got 2 brothers. Well, I got 1 now, but 2 brothers and 3 sisters. So you know, but now I'm alone. You know, my mother, rest in peace, gone.
Rest in peace.
You know, my father. So it's like I'm literally in the house alone, you know, in terms, you know, but with my girl and everything. But it's different, like, you know, having like a clan in the house.
Right.
Oh,
Noise.
coming home,
having noise in the house.
Just a bunch of noise.
You having noise.
Yeah, noise. Noise is therapeutic sometimes.
I'm making this, or your sister may be.
Hey, yo, but let me tell you. Let me add on to what you're saying, because you're right. Let me add on to what you're saying. It's not a bad anxiety.
Yeah, I know.
Because there's levels to that.
Yeah,
Right.
We know that.
Right.
It's a good thing.
Extreme,
But
moderate.
it's a good thing, because if your child's going off to college, you understand what I'm saying?
You look at the pros.
You
and cons.
know it's a pain that you and wifey could laugh about
Right.
later on. Like, look at you. He went off to college. He was crying like a big baby. It's not a bad anxiety. I just wanted to just make that be known. You know what I'm saying? To whoever out there, you dig what I'm saying, in the world. It's a beautiful thing, because it lets you know that you did what you had to do as a parent to get your child to a certain point
Right.
in life,
Right.
to where they could fend for themselves. Now, selfishly, you're gonna still feel a little bit like, damn, my child going to college. You still gonna feel, you ain't gonna want to accept it, but you're gonna have to accept it. It's gonna be easier to accept it because it's a good thing.
Right.
It ain't like you saying, yo, my child going off,
Yeah.
I gotta go with him to
Jail or
court.
some shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna sentence him to 20 years.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So it's what we talking about tonight. Like you said, it's a good anxiety. It's not a bad anxiety,
Right.
but it's one that we can't escape from if you got children. And it's a blessing, and it's a notch up, because not a lot of the young black men in our communities
Just doing that.
raising their children. Either you in jail,
That
you in
or
the
they don't
streets,
just get the
you
chance.
doing
Or you
something.
just, you just like fuck them.
Yeah, and then you know, and yeah, of course. And at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, towards the end of the day, it's a lot of good brothers that's locked up in the penitentiary that want to be out here with their children. So when we all speak, I'm gonna assume that we speaking for them too, for the good brothers.
Yes.
Not the knuckleheads.
Yeah,
Right.
shout out to the good brothers.
Right.
That's
Shout
right,
out
man. A
to-
lot of good homies in jail, man.
Yeah, shout out to all the brothers
Word,
in
come
jail.
home,
Stay
man.
strong.
See
Yeah.
you, man.
Come home, do what you got.
I understand. So it's a good anxiety, because you know because you look at the positive aspect of it. You're not getting that through this war, right, Mo? Like, you know, we're not getting that through this war. I keep hearing that little
chirping
whistle.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
you-
got the old school.
Nah,
the
you
old
good. We
school-
good.
Yeah, but it's a good anxiety because we focus on the positive part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's making something of himself. But when things happen in the transition of our kids, like, starting their own life and everything, like you said, the thought of it, we never prepared for that. So it's like, yeah, I'm raising my kid, but the point where he go to college and now he's separated from me now is the separation anxiety. So I think that's like what you dealing with. Like, you can't protect him.
Indeed.
You can't protect him. He in Cali, and then you thinking about, what when he actually is doing service, what can happen to him in there? Because people die at war. People don't come home from war and shit,
man.
and
Shit's
things
scary,
of that
man.
nature. So you thinking about all that, him being in a submarine or something, and you thinking about all that. So I understand. But at having a kid, like my kid is 6, Marquise is 2, yours is 4, and 5 and 14.
Grown.
No, 4.
Grown.
Yeah, grown. Your oldest is 19, right?
Yeah, he'll be 20 next month.
So how's that? So, how does
March,
it feel?
rather.
But it's like, how does it feel like when your kids are so young and we have no idea what's going to go on? How is that anxiety for you, Keys?
Honestly, I haven't really thought about it.
Till now, right? This is what I'm saying. Till now.
Because
Fucking that man, now you gonna go home like this, man.
Because my daughter's 2 and shit. I mean, God bless her. Shout out to my daughter Nyla or whatever.
Yeah.
She's an angel. I mean, like, she surprised me every day. She's going to daycare, learning to talk and shit like that. So
surprise you every day.
Every day is like, yo. So
is this my cup?
Crazy.
yeah, that's your cup.
Oh, okay. All right.
But yeah, all in all, honestly, like I said, I haven't really thought about none of that shit.
your mic.
I haven't really thought about none of that shit. So
this is
like, I always appreciate the OG talk or whatever. Like, I mean, even as getting older, you can even learn from the new generation. You always can fucking learn, because once you feel like you can't learn, it's over or whatever.
What my father said, he said, one that shout out to my father, Chester Phillips. But he said, one that teaches never ceases to learn. So if you teaching all the time, you never cease to learn.
Right.
Because and I thought he said, one who teaches never seek to learn. Like, I know everything, I'm going to teach, but it was cease. So seek and cease. So I was like, Dad, you said cease, so never cease to learn. That's a quote.
Right.
My father's 85, so every time I talk to him is a jewel.
Right.
He always drop a jewel on me.
Right.
And I always take it in. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but getting back to what I was saying, yeah, I never really sat and thought about it. I'm just taking shit day to day or whatever.
So what? So her being a girl, like, I know you think, what would you want for her? Like, just like if you had to, tailor her future, like what would it be about? Like, what would it be?
I mean, everybody would want the best.
Yes.
But
what, you want to be like a teacher, or like if you had to?
It's easy to say what you want somebody to be.
Nah.
Versus,
I know what would they would actually do.
But my daughter, she's smart, so maybe she like doctor, I would say.
Yeah, the best, the highest paid
Of
job.
course.
The
Doctor, lawyer, whatever,
Yeah,
but
dope.
whatever she's interested in, that's, I guess, the move we gonna go behind.
I got you. So I understand what you're saying, Marquise. So you're kind of like you're kind of like like blind, like you don't like.
Yeah, right. My daughter's 2, so it's like it's up in the air.
So you see 2 years old and 29. So did you have those same anxieties like when he was 2, or what was your, what did you want for him at 2 years old? Do you remember?
Shit, well, the same thing I wanted for me. You know, I'm growing up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. I always wanted to be certain places in my life. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing now.
Certain places different, like different countries, seeing different things, experiencing.
Yeah, just things. Even having a house, you know what I'm saying? Now I got my second house, you know what I'm saying? I sold the first one. But long story short, when my son was 2 years old, the level of anxiety that I had as far as him being in the Navy, because I don't have that same anxiety now.
Right.
Yeah, so what's the difference?
I had, but I don't have it. I'll tell you right now, big dog. I don't have it right now. It's just, now going back to when my son was 2 years old, to elaborate on what you was talking about. Okay. It was more so on a level of, okay, damn, my son getting ready to go to first grade. He's getting ready to graduate from preschool to first grade. So you see, we still graduating.
Right.
It don't stop. So the levels of anxiety only goes up. Okay, he's going to junior high school. It's the same as going to the Navy, but it's just on a lower level. It's not as intense.
Right.
So now it's high school. Damn, my son going to high school.
You're gonna have to deal with this,
you know,
fighting.
He used to be not fighting, but just goofing around.
You know, stuff that happens at
high school. Just being goofy. You understand what I'm saying? So he graduated with his high school diploma from Gompers because I stayed on his butt.
Right.
And then from there, like I told you, I had him filling out for city jobs and stuff like that, and
that's good.
He was doing the school safety thing and the all that. So it don't never stop. You see what I'm saying? We on the same page. We all on the same page because you got children, so you know when you go to their graduation, elementary school graduation. You home, you cleaning up, you shaving, you getting right. It's a certain amount of anxiety. It's a good thing because you don't want to be late. Right. You want to look good. You want to freshen up, look clean. Yeah. You want to make sure you got your camera. You want to take pictures of. So yeah, like I told you, there's levels to it.
Because it's also an accomplishment for you as well.
That's right.
You're doing your job.
As a father, doing your job. It's a reflection of you. So you know, like I could sit here and say, real quick, 2 seconds. A lot of my friends, they died in their 20s, never made it to their 30s, but they got children. Some of their children in the street, some of their children made it, graduated from high school, whatever. So when I jump back to me, I'm happy
that you're here to do that.
I'm happy. That's one of them.
And now
that's two of them. But the fact that the children that came from me did good off my hand.
Right.
Exactly.
As a father, I made sure they had something to eat every day, clothes clean.
Yes.
So all my work paid off.
Exactly. So that should kind of like ease some of your anxiety. Because you know, I've gave him the training. Now let him soar.
Yeah.
I've prepared him.
Yeah.
So you feel like your preparation was enough. Like, you know, you always could do more. Yeah. But you secure in your preparation that now he's at that level. So you kind of secure in the preparation, and that can ease some of the anxiety, you think?
Of course. Let me tell you something, man. The last thing, we got children, so we know. The last thing you want is these children growing up being mad at you about some bull crap, because you know they're gonna look for somebody to blame. So that's why we bust our hump and we stay on them. And sometimes you might not have the money and the financial to do what you really want to do for your kids. So what's the next best thing? You got to stay on their butt.
Yeah.
And make sure they understand there's no middle ground between education, you understand what I'm saying, and this financial thing they got going on in the world right now. You understand what I'm saying? So either you're going to be a person that work for yourself, or you're going to be fully educated about whatever you need to survive. I used to tell my son, listen, man, it ain't no room for no GED. You got a chance to get your high school diploma. Get your high school diploma.
Right.
I used to have my son crying. I used to tell him straight up, either you gonna be somebody or you gonna be that bum on the street. Like, I used to have my son crying when he was 12 years old because I used to have to I can't put my hands on them, but I used to have to keep that fear in them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's we like a lot of that nowadays.
Yeah.
You see how the streets are nowadays, all these young niggas wilding and doing all type of, it's no guidance. It's not like back in the days where you had grandma and all that to put a lashing on your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it was different.
It's no discipline.
It was the old school upbringing.
Like
it takes
that sternness.
It takes a village to raise the kid.
Right. That sternness.
You got your neighbor looking after your kid.
Word.
You have other fathers like, yo,
Shit was different. Niggas couldn't smoke. Niggas like, yo,
yeah, they be like, yo,
what's the name coming?
You know your mother. You know your mother won't accept that.
Right.
You know your father won't accept that.
Right.
Why you doing that?
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
So it's straighten them up. So I'm gonna just come to a resolution. So your son is 29, the Navy and everything. So you day by day your anxiety calms because you know what you've put into him.
Yeah, to end it off with me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to the big homie. You know what I'm saying? But to end, no, it's a beautiful thing because we need to talk.
Nah, facts.
And we don't, and it's not a lot of times we get a chance to voice our opinions on anything.
Exactly. That's what this platform is all
what I'm
about.
saying? It is what it is. And as long as it's natural, it's a beautiful thing, man.
Uh-huh.
You know, but it was everything that I just told y'all was something that I went through.
Right.
Oh, so
I overcame it.
Okay.
That's why I'm able to talk.
That's good.
I'm able to talk about it in the fashion that I'm talking about it. It's a good thing. And today, you know what I'm saying? It's all about pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing negative to say about my children. You know what I'm saying? Other than, like I said, the work that I put in paid off. I'm thankful.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm grateful.
Right.
Because nobody gave me nothing. I had to earn it.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So I chose grateful. But, you know,
I'm glad.
it takes two.
Mm-hmm.
First, it starts in the household.
Yes.
And that's what did it for me.
Mm.
It's 6 of us. We come from one mother, one father.
Yeah.
I don't want my children all over the place
Exactly.
because it's easier to deal with them. It's easy to chastise them. It's easy to find them when they're doing something
Keep
wrong.
them in that bubble.
Yeah, so I went through that, and it was a little roller coaster. It was scary or whatever, but it's a beautiful thing, man. So
I commend you.
it's not a bad thing.
And I commend you, E, because not a lot of
gotta let them go. Gotta let our children go.
And a lot of men have this ego thing that they can't even say like that. I'm scared.
Right.
You know, using verbs like I'm scared. I was anxious. I was worried. It's always we gotta let go of this macho ego.
Yeah.
And one thing that I realized about having the dad talk is because the ego goes out the window.
Yeah, dude.
And especially when it comes to your kids, you're not afraid to say, yo, I cry when it come to my kids in terms of worry, anxiety. I'm worried. I'm scared for my son's life. Like, I be in the house worrying about my son like crazy. But some men feel like that's not gangster or whatever they want to call it, or that's not whatever. You get what I'm saying?
That's the
Right.
ones that
But
don't take
as
care
I
of their
get
kids.
older, because I just had a birthday,
not
January
around.
20th.
Happy birthday. Shout out to A, you know what I mean? More life.
I just turned 45.
Oh man.
Yo, so what I'm saying is, right, as you get older, that ego gets lessened and lessened because, as you get older, I feel like you get more vulnerable and you get more in tune with like your real feelings. And as you get older, you realize like this is not this is
Not a
human
game. You start realizing life. You don't notice when you're a kid. It's like you don't notice death when you're a kid. You don't notice now as a grown up. It's like every week somebody passing away.
Yeah,
and
so
shit.
Yeah, you start to see your
you start
mortality.
seeing exactly.
Yeah, you getting
start to see
grown.
your
You got more
mortality.
time
Your
to get to know
mortality.
yourself.
When you're a
You-
kid, you don't notice none of that
could
shit.
be me any day.
You realize, oh
saying.
snap, I'm 40 years old.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm almost in the last chapter.
I might got only 20 more left. That's 60.
Word.
The way things is going now.
True story.
So we cherish time more as we get older, whether
Yeah.
it's with our kids, friends,
Yeah.
whoever.
Yeah.
It'll be almost a shame if you don't.
Yeah.
And another thing, I only got 2 children. You got 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you gotta cherish I'm not saying, you said you got older children too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so
just one, but all of my ones.
Okay, so you know you got to cherish them years with them.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? You got to cherish that time with them.
Because you have to worry.
around.
You have to think to yourself, like, how many years do I really have with them?
Look, you turn around, everybody, y'all in the household. And you know, we be like, yo, I can't wait to walk through the house butt ass, you know what I'm saying, with no clothes on my kids.
Do it. And you be
Until
like,
you can do it.
This shit wasn't
This shit ain't all cracked
where
up.
my damn kids at?
Until a year go by, 2 years go by, and then the kids come for Thanksgiving or Christmas, and then they gotta go back to wherever they at. Now now the house is quiet
You
again.
feel whack. You want to cry.
Tight, the house is empty again. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go through that, but I still got my daughter there, and I got my pets. You know what I'm saying?
But even the kids stay in their room.
Yeah, my daughter.
So it's like they not there anyway.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
it's like
with all this fucking social media and shit.
I don't go through it with my kid yet because, you know, he's 6, but I've been in households with kids and, you know, everybody's like in their own world and like the mother or dad is like in their own little world. And then, you know, the struggle is like, damn, do I bother them? I don't want to bother them. You know, so then the parent is like stuck with like themselves, like, okay, now what do I do with myself?
Like retirement, right? As a parent.
You got a lot of time. You having a lot of time on your hands.
What the hell do I do? My kids is
man.
gone.
Now you sitting
I thought I was
crazy.
gonna like this shit.
Right.
This ain't it.
No, it ain't.
You know, so but it's good, man, because like I'm the kind of person that I kind of try to like prepare, even though you never could prepare yourself totally, but I try to prepare myself for that. Like, you know, things that you're dealing with now. Yeah. Like my son at 19, damn, how's Cairo gonna be? I hope he don't fucking turn his head like Medusa on me and be a whole nother person.
But don't get it twisted. Let me explain something to you.
You still gotta love your child though.
Regardless of what?
But you know, just the different, because you know, your imagination start running wild.
Yeah, because we men, so we don't want to raise no, you know what I'm saying, the other side, you know what I'm saying, all loves to the ABC community, all the way to the Z. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, we love you all, but
love the
as heterosexual men, we don't want to raise no boy like that.
Nah,
I know what you're saying. So
you know
I think so.
Even to go for females too.
So for you,
I don't want to raise my daughter. The next thing y'all know, she rug munching.
So, yo,
yeah,
that's the same exact thing.
I love Berry.
I mean,
you're keeping it funky,
straight up.
I mean, I would prefer that than how to be bringing the baby home.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind. Like, yo,
so you wait a minute.
Nah,
yeah,
bro.
the way these new niggas set up, nigga, I might have to kill a nigga.
Let me.
Yo, no lie. But you got a lot of time.
Yeah.
The way the world gonna be by the time your daughter get to the age where she might even be thinking about that 12, 13, 14. That shit is, man, this shit gonna be turned up, man. It's gonna be totally different.
Wait a minute, getting back to you, Marquise, because I've never heard that before.
That's real.
You were rather, okay, so you're more afraid of the natural process of life, you know, man and woman having kids. Listen, wait.
I hear you.
You're more afraid of that than, let me see, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. I'm not going to say it's unnatural, because it is natural if humanly that's what you're attracted to. That's your natural.
Right.
When
we talking about the natural that was here before all this new shit.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
But you telling me that you're more accepting of that.
I mean, if that happened, yeah.
So,
and I say that.
You rather though.
I say that because.
But you know,
hear me out.
I'm a nigga who don't respect what he's saying.
I'm a nigga who don't like responsibility.
Uh-huh.
I blame the pandemic for me even having my daughter. You know what I mean? I was always, I don't want no kids. Yeah. Fuck that shit. I'm not
pandemic, baby.
You know what I mean?
The pandemic, baby.
Yeah. So I blame the pandemic for it. I hate responsibility.
And you was going crazy. Ski. COVID. Ski.
But yeah, I'm a nigga that hate responsibility. You know what I mean? I grew up with 4 other siblings and my cousin, so 5. You know what I mean? Older brother, 3 younger sisters or whatever. So, you know, it was a struggle not because My father was a bricklayer. He's a mason.
Okay.
Not because niggas ain't have money. It's just niggas have bad habits.
I got you.
We're going to leave that as that.
I got you.
Or whatever. So it's not that niggas ain't have no money. It's just with a group of people, it's harder. So you learn, you know what I mean?
How to navigate around.
Exactly.
Everybody.
And me, you know, I would say I'm more like a loner.
Introvert.
Yeah, I would like to be alone in my own space. You know what I mean?
So you grew up. So even with the 4 siblings, you still was on your own. Like you would go and be to yourself a lot.
Not really, because you know we basically like 2 years apart, so everybody was there. But getting older,
okay,
you just as a person, you see you go through a lot of hurt and you see a lot of shit,
and you just
because of that push yourself away from people. Because I'm a nigga I'm quiet. I'm not really this talkative, but
you know,
I just study a lot of shit. So it's a lot of hurt that you go through in life. Like even God forbid when you make new friends and you become close, you know, you take on their pain and they hurt and all that shit.
Yeah, because they have to express it to you.
If you're a real person and you really
right though.
Yeah.
you embrace that shit too. And it fucks with you. You know, death and hardships and all that shit.
You see your man hurting, you see your friend
I try to just distance myself, even from my siblings. Like niggas call me, I don't really want to be bothered. Don't fucking call me. You know what I mean? Which is kind of fucked up, but whatever.
Nah, no, because because they might need you.
But getting back to what I was saying.
Okay.
I would rather that because God forbid, you know, my daughter have a baby, you know, that's my responsibility as well as a grandfather. My daughter, you know what I mean? So, I'm a nigga who don't want to deal with responsibility. It would give you less
worry because you know it's vagina,
right?
And it ain't nothing coming out of that. Vagina,
right.
Ain't nothing coming out of that.
That's mine.
So you like, all right, I'm good. At least I know she ain't having no babies.
Right.
At least I know. You know, she may get a disease in her mouth or something, but you get what I'm saying. But that, you know, like, look, just make sure you ain't.
Hey, yo, this motherfucker's retarded.
No nasty. You got a clean girl.
Off topic, but
you feel me? Nah.
Yeah. No. But I understand. No, I understand you though, boy.
I would rather choose that.
But that's a safe space for you.
Right.
That's a safe space for you. I would call it. That's a safe space for you. Like, yo. At least I know she ain't having no kid. But as dads on some real shit, she came from, that's how she got here.
Right.
So at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you respect it, but it's like, I'm not saying you gotta do what I say, but at a certain point, you gotta embrace that because you know that's the reality,
right?
Possibility, because they'll still like women and still be fucking with.
That's a fact.
On the side,
but that's where where the anxiety comes from.
Because you know it may be that slick talking.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I'll be scared for my daughter.
Right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's some old nigga trying to, you know what I'm saying? R. Kelly. You feel what I'm saying? Because you know you have a lot of these young girls that don't really. You know, they be smart, but they not smarter than no nigga that been out on no street for 30 years.
They
basically, we living it.
Yeah.
Smart.
You know what I'm saying? You be 16, and then you got some motherfucker 26 years old, 22, and your little daughter ear. I don't want that nigga bouncing, jumping on my girl, killing my little baby.
Exactly.
I'm going to break that nigga a piece. Yo, man, listen. That's what I be scared of. So when you were saying that, I wouldn't mind that my girl deal, my daughter deal with another, because I feel that way too, because I done did some shit to women. I done did some shit to some women.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
That you're not proud of.
I'm really not. And I'm still doing shit to women. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't want my daughter going through that.
Right. I hear you.
Because it's a million motherfuckers out there that's just like me and 10 times worse than me.
But isn't that like being like,
and I'm not talking about I'm not talking about doing nothing bad to women, like like beating women up, and I don't do nothing. I'm talking about as far as like just playing a lot of games with women, and I'm just shit like you doing wrong.
So do you feel like that would be your karma? Like if it start happening?
I felt like my karma when I had the daughter. Oh. That was my karma right there. God said, "I'm gonna sit you down. I know how to."
I got you.
Because I was good with my boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm training them. Yo, see,
you handle boys different than girls.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I had my first son, I was still wild young. I was still in the street, just thinking that the world was, under me.
Okay.
So I raised my son like he was my friend, and I'm glad this shit right here is titled the like your anxiety.
Yeah.
Because I swear, yo, I be wanting to cry, go through it every day with my son.
I got you.
One of the happiest days of my life is when he was born and when he graduated high school. But when he did that, he had the 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like you got on church pants with Pooh Shiesty mask. Like what we doing?
What we doing?
Like, what we doing? Like, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? And then, like, he done caught a case, and I see the road he going down. It's like, it's getting, he going left.
Right.
It ain't. So that's why I was like, yo, I commend his son by going to the Navy and shit. Like, because I'm trying to drill it in my son's head right now. Like, those, all them niggas you standing around trying to tell you anything, just come talk to your father. I done been through so much. I done been up north, shot niggas, and did all kinds of shit.
Yeah, I got you.
Done been to jail for it and got cut. Like, yo, you don't need to go nowhere. You can find everything out you need right here.
Right.
You know, but
You feel what I'm saying? But
yeah.
motherfuckers be outside, be thinking, oh, the big homie across the street ain't been through nothing, still living in his mother house on the couch.
Knowing they got the source, right?
Yo, they swearing they got the source. Why? Because this motherfucker giving y'all niggas a couple of pieces to put in your ass to go sell something?
Yeah. I got you.
Why y'all think that, my anxiety be to the roof for my oldest son.
So my question for everybody right now is why do we feel, this is a whole nother topic, but it's still within what we're talking about, but it's like, why do you think the kids will rather go outsource than insource? Why do y'all think that? Like he never told you what he was doing. I mean, I think I answered it earlier.
I would say I think it's a peer thing.
Yeah.
Like we all in the same age group.
Yeah, it could be a
This is
peer
the people
thing.
I hang
Exactly.
out. Because you got to think back to why you did what you did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the peer pressure of it. Yo, this nigga pussy, he don't want to do it. You know what I mean? It's just the peer pressure and the peer thing, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say because they will feel comfortable with like bonding with somebody their own age.
Right.
And somebody that they feel like you can't relate, but really you done been through it all.
Right.
Yeah, like my brother, right? My younger brother's going through some stuff, but basically I've been through it. But for some reason he don't want to let me in. Like
You don't want to take your advice. Like you saying something else.
Yeah, like you know, like
wrong.
he don't want to hear it. Like
Exactly.
you know, but I think they have to come to a realization in their own adult life that, you know, that's something that they have to realize, like, damn, I could have been getting advice from my brother, getting advice from my father that could have really helped me. But I think in their journey, that's something that they have to realize and double back. Like, damn, my pops was always there. I could have just...
Because you got to think, we all went through that. In-house, even if it was your grandmother.
Yeah.
Because that's who raised me. She was my mother, father, everything. She was everything.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the grandmothers.
God bless her soul. You know what I'm saying? She done told me so much stuff that was going to happen before it happened. And I done, no homo, slipped on the banana pill plenty of times and bumped my head like, yo, damn, mama told me. Yo, she told me my ass was going to jail. She told me if I was going to go over there, they was going to do something and this was going to happen. And it was plenty of days, man. Like that old saying, mama told me.
Yeah, because they're
plenty of days,
they're
boy.
natural
I done
prophets.
sat and cried and thought them days like, yo, I could have saved a whole bunch of time and energy.
Right.
If I would have just listened to this lady. Like how you say you go out and you validate, you looking for validation, like as far as like you looking for acceptance. When you already a part of whatever you got going, you know what I'm saying? You win, but you still looking for acceptance. Like how you say, oh, you pussy, he ain't with that. And
yeah, I can't talk to dad about
to be
that.
smart right now is the most gangsterest thing in the world.
Exactly.
When I was growing up, motherfuckers was in class, really wasn't in class, was smoking in the back of the hallways, gambling,
doing dumb
girls
shit.
was running back and forth, you know what I'm saying? We cutting classes. That shit was cool, but it was so whack because you know how many people that I grew up with that's driving a bus and doing other shit right now. And I'm like, damn, me and this man was right here together.
Right.
Now I'm still there. That man way up here. He's still coming through, dapping me. Yo, what's good?
But he on a different level.
And that shit there touches me all the time. And I big up every one of my childhood friends that did the right thing.
Exactly.
I make sure tell them. I give them their flowers now.
Yeah, man.
Yo, listen. That's why they always reach out to me. Yo, you good? You need anything? Or then, yo, I'm having this. I want you to come on a trip. Yo, me and my wife, boom, boom, boom. I'm always getting these invites because of the genuine person I am.
Exactly.
So
exactly. But
it is crazy.
But yeah,
man.
like
Life
you
is-
like
it
yeah,
is
because
what
you
it
come
is.
to a point where like you like, okay, damn, if I would have just like, but like if I would have just did this and did that, but at the same time, like how we badger ourselves for, let me see, if I just listen to this, I listen to that. At the same time, like on a spiritual level, like me, the way I view things, your destiny is already predestined.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it was bad or good, or you didn't listen and you went left, you went right, that's still your journey.
Mm-hmm.
Cause, you know, I feel everybody has a journey. Like everything is written. It was written is real.
Of course.
Cause you may not believe it, but I dreamt the next day one day. Y'all may not believe it.
Before you got here.
Y'all may not believe it, but I saw, like I visualized, like it was the same thing. I was walking across the street. It was like a deja vu. I dreamt it the night before and then I was in it. Like,
Wow.
how the fuck this happened?
Like if
Like
you've seen
God
in the
was
future.
showing me like, yo, this shit is just, it's already written. You walking across the street falling, you not listening to your father, your son hitting his head with the motorcycle. Like all this shit is already done.
Yeah, our path make everybody
we
who
just
you are.
living it. We just gotta
Your
go
path
through
make
it.
you who you are.
Exactly.
You know?
So-
Your journey make you who you are.
So yeah. So I think just learning from it, because it's like if I went through this from like 10 to 20, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, maybe those was my learning, my training. So now 40, my training, now what I'm gonna do from here
This is what I'm
on
saying.
from what I know. Not like going into the world like a new person, like that don't know nothing. So we as dads at this age, we have no excuse. We still learning, but we know better
exactly.
at this age. Like, hey, you know better.
Oh, this is almost at the end of the book. You only get three chapters, the beginning, middle, and the end. Dog, we at the end. You after 45 and all that, dog, you almost at the end of the book. Just like the big homie said, dog, we got maybe 20, 25 years with good health.
What I'm hoping, my father's 85, I'm 45.
That's what I'm saying. You know, but
45, 55, 65, 75.
what is it? I think it's like I think
Keep
it's
eating
like
that pork, man.
I don't eat no pork. Shut the fuck up.
I love it. I ain't gonna hold you. But it's
fuck up.
what is it like 68 or something like that for a black man? Like,
Well, you know,
something
like
that?
you saying, the lifespan
It's
is
like
not how it used
How
to
it
be.
used to
Niggas
be.
used to live to 100 and shit.
Yeah.
Niggas
It's
is
too much
clocking out.
Hey, yo, let me ask y'all a
Everything
question.
give you cancer right now.
All right, so what's the question?
That's the motherfucking government.
Let me ask y'all.
That's another story. That's another topic. What you saying?
Let me ask y'all a question real quick.
Okay.
All right, I ain't mean to cut y'all thing off,
ahead.
man. Okay, how hard are you guys willing to go when it comes time for your child to make a decision on their career? Because you know, children say, "Oh." You say, I'm glad you graduate from high school next year. You know what you want to do with yourself? And they say, well, I don't know yet. Okay, so from the time they say they don't know, right? They get ready to graduate from high school. So from the time they say they don't know, you know it's a small window period that you have
Get yourself
to get to either psychologically brainwash them to go in a direction
Right.
or force them to go in a direction. Because you know what's left, the streets.
Right.
Word.
So let me.
So
okay,
how hard,
would I go?
it's a question for you.
Yeah, I'll start.
How hard, for everybody, but I'm gonna start with you.
I'll start.
How hard are you willing to go to make sure Cairo go in a positive direction? It don't have to be one direction. That's what I say, a direction. As long as it's a direction, but a positive direction. Because you know, children, they can't see as far as we can see. So if you say, look, Cairo, you tell your son, I want you to be a doctor. He can't see the struggle because it comes with time, with age, and everything else. You know what I'm saying? So how hard are you willing to go to make sure he goes somewhere? Because you're going to have to bust your hump to
try to
convince him
stuff in him. Yeah.
that one of these directions is the right direction.
Right.
Yes.
So how hard are you willing to go?
So So automatically, I think that as dads today, now in this day and time, of course we all want to go hard. But it never occurred to me to try to force my kid to do what I want them to do. You understand? Because I say that because regardless of what, we're not going to let our sons or daughters be like, oh, I want to be a stripper for a career. Or I want, something crazy. Of course we're going to go hard. Like, look, what the fuck you talking about? But in terms of something on the realm of reality, like, okay, you want to be a bus driver, you want to be a teacher, you want to do security, whatever. Long as it ain't, like for me, long as it ain't no crazy shit, look, because I want my kid to have that freedom of doing what they want to do. Like, being an individuality and everything. Like, I don't want to never take that from my son. So I'm not going to be with everything. So I think for me, it's a half and half balance. And I can't really answer that fully and wholeheartedly because I don't know how I will feel in that time when it's time to decide. So for me, I can't really answer that question because I can't say that my emotions and feelings will be the same from me now at 45 and me being at like 65. And I'm like, at 65, I might be like, man, do what the fuck you want to do, man. I'm at the age where
I ain't even got too long to be thinking about this shit.
So I say that like, of course I'm going to go hard, but I can't really answer that.
I can answer that question.
Like a straight, that's for me.
Me personally, for these next ones, this next generation coming up that I'm taking care of, I got to go extra hard because like I said, my son, I raised him like my friend, and I can't do that with these kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I love my son, my kids too much. Yo, Bryce, I love the shit out of my son. And I don't want to go through them worries about what my kids is doing when I'm not around. Mm-hmm. Like right now, I don't know what my son doing. Sitting here, I'm thinking my son gonna be out with a hammer on him, he be hustling. I don't know what he doing. I know what them other kids is doing. Mm-hmm. I know exactly what they doing. And that's what I need my kids. I just want, like he said, to go hard. I know my kids is doing the right thing. If they in college, all right, you did good. You went through high school, you graduated, you in college. All right, you want to run around, smoke a little weed or whatever. Do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But do the right thing.
Yeah,
bro.
as long
don't
as it's not crazy.
Don't make me look like a fucking clown.
That's what I'm saying. It's the level of severity of the crazy shit. Because you going to go hard if it's something crazy, obviously. But it's like, all right, you in college, you doing the right thing, but you smoke a little weed, you party a little bit.
Yeah, as long as you got your shit together,
all right,
that's all fine.
Go to class the next day.
Yeah, take your ass. Yeah.
So it's the severity.
But
like,
you have to go hard. So for y'all, I'm telling y'all, go hard on y'all kids.
Go hard.
Bro.
Okay, so you
go hard on your kids, man. Don't let nobody tell you what you're not supposed to do for yours. That's yours. Because one thing about your kids, you could have laid down with anybody and had a baby, but she couldn't have had that kid without you.
Without you, you're right.
You could have laid down and had that kid with anybody, but ain't no woman gonna have that. Nah, dog, that's mine. That's why niggas be like, bitch, you can get up and go. I'm taking my kids. You can go ahead and do what you do. Mm-hmm. Just give me mines. Mm-hmm. That came from here. Mm-hmm. That came from under
because
here.
without the seed, there's no.
Remember, I told you it was a small window period.
Right.
Word.
So that's what you got to listen closely. What I'm saying, because after that window period is up, you can't tell them kids shit. Right. They grown. I'm 18. I'm 19. Especially the females. I'm grown.
Oh man.
The men. You know how we all knuckleheads, hey, like a rock.
That's why I'm willing to go real hard for the simple
fact. That rockhead shit start kicking in.
So I have to go hard.
But you know, us as teens.
To make sure.
That's right. Us as teens, you know that rockhead shit start kicking in.
Right.
At a certain age. You know what I'm saying? That should be hard as a rock.
You got friends and all that.
Yeah, it's a small period. It's a small period. See, I know, just like I told you before, you know, my anxiety with my son, it went from just seeing him, not used to having him, seeing him leave the nest, right? It don't have nothing to do with his age. I'm just telling you, just seeing him leave the nest. Now, as far as his age, you dig what I'm saying? Dealing with him as a 29-year-old, I done already let go because he's a man.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have to let him raise his son and raise his family because he waited longer than I did. I had my 15, 16 years old. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a small window period where they minds are still immature.
Right.
So you could go in there and shape and mold them a little more. You know your child. You know your child gonna be hard-headed about certain things.
Yes.
But son, you getting ready to graduate from high school. I need to know what you gonna do.
Right.
Because either you gonna work or go to school. You can't be walking around here with your joints swinging.
Right.
No doubt.
You dig what I'm saying? You grown ass man. So in me bringing up that topic, it doesn't necessarily mean our children gonna have to go through that.
Yeah.
But it's something you have to prepare for.
Exactly.
And it's not a bad preparation thing. It's just that sometimes they take a little long to make up their mind. What the fuck, what you want to be, a nurse?
Right.
Doctor? Something that's feasible. We get it. We ain't asked you to be president of the United States. But we, at some point, I gotta force you in a direction because it's no middle ground. It's no middle ground with the street.
I gotta make sure
So
you're
what about
able
you,
to take
Marquise?
care of yourself.
What about you?
Like I just said, I'm willing to go real hard, especially because I have a daughter.
Okay.
You know, with a boy, like I said, even this crazy how the world is against boys. You know, you feel like they can handle themselves more than a woman. But
Yeah.
I got a daughter, so I have no choice but to go hard. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like,
Okay, I got you.
I'm willing to go hard.
Okay, yeah. So, cause so I just want to come to a conclusion. Like, this was definitely a good conversation today, and I felt it was like therapeutic as well, like more therapeutic than any other episode, because it's real. But I think like my final thought on the whole situation is that we just have to, as dads, we just have to do the best we can and hope for the best. Because sometimes, no matter how much you do or no matter how much you provide, things can still go left. Your kid can still turn out bad, regardless of how much you've put in, because, they're your seed, but they're still their own seed.
Right.
They're still their own soul. And, I just don't want us to, we gonna go hard, yeah, but at the same time, sometimes that going hard and trying to be so in control of your kid's life, that's what make them stray away from you.
Right.
Yeah, but we only got a small window period, we got to go hard. Within that, listen, hey, Boogie, you 100% right, but you...
It's a balance.
No. Look, you 100% right. You're 100% right, but you further up the ladder with that, what you just said. I'm talking about catching them at a young, vulnerable age where I'm buying the toilet paper for you to wipe your ass.
I got you.
I'm putting the food. So you gotta listen to me from this point to that point.
So that's
all I'm talking.
You need to instill.
You gotta go hard within that window.
I understand, because I sit in the car with Cairo and I be dropping jewels on him at 6 years old. He's sitting in the front of the car and I'm like, because when you get older, blah, 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 blah.
He listening.
When you get older, blah, 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 because I'm like, he may be young, but he gonna remember some of this shit.
They mind is soaking up everything right now.
So me knowing that, but I think as a dad, like you have to know, like you said, you have to know that it's not in vain that you doing this. Yeah, like it's not gonna be in vain. You know that at a certain point in time, something in their mind gonna click. Like, my dad used to say that.
That's right.
So long as we got a few of those, my dad used to say that.
That's why we here.
50%.
We ain't in jail.
We won right there.
You won right there.
You ain't in jail.
That window is very important.
That gap.
That gap,
especially with females, because they get how they get. I got 5 sisters. They get how they get when they get to a certain age.
Very independent.
They physical thing, and they go through, and we go through our shit as men. They go through their thing as women. You can't really tell a female, or you're not going to really know when they're going to want to.
Once her mind is set, they're very one-track minded.
Make that next move.
Because of their maturity. They feel like they got it all figured out. And sometimes they're all born to figure it out. Not all, but
my daughter going on 18 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Straight A's, she come home on time, she got 2 jobs, she worked. But I know one day I'm gonna have to deal with shit that dads don't want to deal with. But that's anxiety in itself.
Yeah.
So, but I got time to prepare for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
mentally
as
prepared.
long as you know where you going, when you graduate from high school and you step to your business, we all right, because everything else, I can't.
You're not controlling that.
I can't, because I'm working. I drive, for the city. I can't be home. Even if I was working at Walmart, I can't be home.
Right.
I can't watch you 24 hours a day. So how I talk to you, the knowledge and wisdom that I instill in you is just a reflection of me as a father, and I'm gonna do the best I can, and I'm going hard.
Yes,
I might even have to collar your ass up, but I'm just saying that you just add a little joke. I'm just saying, 'cause when it comes to your daughters,
Word.
we got to know. We got to know
Right. Different animal.
that you ready.
Because y'all got daughters, 1, 2, and 3.
And my daughter
I'm the
is
only
little,
one
though.
here.
So I just be taking everything in, like with older, you know what I'm saying, with the OGs. I got older daughters like 18 and all, like I gotta get ready for this shit because it's coming.
Yeah.
For the shit that dads don't want to deal with, boyfriends and
all that other
like you're like, oh man, little butts growing and titties growing.
Yep, that's like that.
13. Yo, for real. That's shit that dads don't want to go through.
No.
You 13, 14 having periods and shit's like,
Exactly.
oh my God, like no, not yet. Why?
Right.
God, why? Please, make her this small again.
Yeah.
But shit that dads don't want to go through.
And that's things I don't have to worry about at this point.
That's why I say enjoy your daughter while she's young, because she's still going to grow up to be a beautiful princess, queen, princess to a queen. But like I say, just enjoy it now, because as they get older, they grow. Like he said, they got their own spirit, their own mindset. You know what I'm saying? And,
Regardless of what you say.
and they want to have fun.
And you want to let them have fun.
That's right. You know how we have fun. But
You want to let them have fun.
But our job is to teach them what a snake look like,
Yeah.
and what shit smell like.
Yeah.
If you be too strict and they get a taste of
wanna
that
teach
life,
them-
Yeah,
it's
that's
over.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Because that's why I said it's 50-50, because it's a give and take. Like, because learning as an adult, you got to learn the balance. Like, damn. Because you may get in that situation like, I'm going anyway. And you like, damn, I'm going to just hold on, keep her in here. But you got to be like, damn, I can't even. I just got to let her go and just hope that she do. So it boils down to faith. Having faith in what you've done, your work as a dad, and just go off of faith.
Yeah, because
and put the rest in God's hands.
yeah, but look, we want them to get their papers. We want our children, boy, girl, we want them to get their papers. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. We don't want our children, you don't want your son depending on no woman. You don't want your daughter depending on no man.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So what we can't control as far as sexual lifestyle. You can't control that. But what you can control is how she leave your home.
Right or wrong.
How she leave your home. You dig what I'm saying? If she leave your home hard-headed, that's a reflection of you.
Yeah.
It's you probably wasn't listening to her, or you probably wasn't listening good enough, or whatever the situation
you didn't
is.
Talk to her. You didn't give
because we can't control that part. But as far as getting your papers, your career going, you know what I'm saying, and making sure that you know exactly what you have to do for you. You dig what I'm saying? Whether it's you focusing on your career, you and not no man or whatever, our job is to let them know the ins and outs about all that. Because everything else we ain't gonna be able to control.
Nope.
So it's all ego.
You don't
because everybody like to think that they the best parent to their children, regardless if we all have our mishaps. But at the end of the day, long as they leave that crib with the tools that they need to survive if you're not here, that's our job.
Yeah.
All that other stuff is extra stuff we tend to worry about as dads.
Gotta leave in God's hands.
And of course.
Some stuff you gotta leave to God.
All of it. But it doesn't mean that you don't have to take 2 steps towards the progress.
To assist in God's.
Yeah, you still gotta.
You gotta assist.
Yeah.
You gotta assist. But
and we got daughters.
Assist. Yeah, so let's just keep the faith, dads. And this was a good conversation, man.
It's a blessing.
And we could talk all day, but all good things come to an end.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. OGs.
Blessings, man.
Because we have different levels. We have, older, like people that have had more experience with kids and less experience, like me and you. The less experience on the right to the more experience to the left. And that concludes a nice episode of Dad Talk Podcast Harlem, and it was great speaking it to you, Mark.
Yeah. Love.
E and Barry, man. And to the next episode, man. And y'all just keep that faith that what we do, we just gotta keep working. We gotta keep working.
What we put in is what we gonna get out.
It never stops. We gotta keep working. We gotta keep working, dads. Keep working, fathers. Keep working. Keep working. When you have that fucking attitude and that fucking spirit comes over you, you gotta break that shit, because this is all generational curses that we have to break. Indeed. Dads not giving a fuck, just letting their kids go out and whatever. And, it's because of his mother. You get what I'm saying? So I appreciate all of y'all coming through. It's always appreciative. Wait, hold on. It's always appreciative. And God bless. And to the next episode, man, this is Aaron Blackshear with Dad Talk Podcast with Marquise, Barry, and my man E. You crushing the microphone.
I'll buy another one, man.
Yeah, good. He get money.
I'll buy another one, man.
The money. But God bless, man. And God bless to all. And stay tuned. And thank you for watching. And to the next Dad Talk Podcast. Thank you.